Google's also talked about showing translated search results, which I don't. I get what they're doing. It basically what they're trying to do is when a search result seems to be a bit thin on content, they're going to translate better available results and show that. But that relies heavily on the quality of Google Translate,
Yeah,
which
bit of risk
is
in
quite
there.
good. But yeah, but there's risk, right? I mean, I tried to look into it. There's not. It's only going to affect 6 languages for the moment, and it auto translates the titles and snippets between languages, and then when you click through, it'll translate the whole page's content. Now that's going to have an impact when you're talking about anything technical where you can't just translate it over. There's also the risk. I wonder if surely they're going to want to manually review it, but I just don't see Google putting in that like financial investment into manually reviewing it at the same time. I don't know. What are your thoughts on both these things that we've been talking about, Kelsey?
Yeah, I mean, the translated stuff I think will be good long term, but I think there's still some issues with the translation quality. And I mean, it's only going to get better by implementing it and having it, independent people come in and review things or have feedback from users or whatever that looks like. But I think there's definitely going to be some risk at first when it comes to some of that technical information, or even just not technical things, but search results that require a lot of, I don't know what the word is, but a lot of nuance in what's sort of being said, because a lot of the times, obviously, with translation, you can have one saying that just doesn't translate well, or it's really, you've got to understand the context that's happening. And I think there's only so much that automatic translation can do with that. But it's just going to be a case of time, though, and having those services set up so that they can continue improving, because you've got to start somewhere. So,
Yeah, it's got to happen, but it's good. I'm happy to see that Google's only going to do this where the results are a bit thin, because otherwise it means that you've now got to compete with people
yeah.
who are writing in different languages, which really compromises the integrity of search results, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
you would think that no matter what, no matter how good the auto translate is, it shouldn't be able to match like every other search. Like it shouldn't be able to match natively written
Yeah.
results. Like especially where, like you were saying, where you know one sentence relies on the next and the next and the next to sort of build out a bigger picture. How translate would work, like we'll just have to wait and see. It'll be, at the moment, it'll only be limited to Indonesian, Hindi, Kannada, Kannada. I've never heard of that language. Malayalam, Tamil, and Telugu. So very much sort of Asian focus at the moment. And it kind of makes sense potentially because there might be limited information about everything in those native languages within that region. Whereas, we might find that in Europe, a lot of the locals speak and write content in their native tongue, where in parts of Asia, they just write it in English instead of writing it in their native language. So when you're... and this also, I guess, increases the likelihood of older generations getting on and being able to make sense of
Yeah.
the content that they're reading. So it's not a negative thing, and that Google's enabling users and website owners to say just do not translate this content. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder how also, if you've got advertising on your website, how's that going to work? Because you can't, would they just translate, or are you just going to be showing ads to someone who's not going to understand?
Yeah. I mean, isn't advertising geographic based a lot of the time, though? So even if it's translating, surely it would still just show ads from your local area, so it wouldn't really matter. If we were
What if
looking at
it's not
it,
in, but then
uh,
the language would matter, right? Still, you would think like
well,
language has an impact.
if you're looking at a site written in oh, Mandarin wasn't one of them, but let's say Mandarin.
Yeah.
That's translated. The ads you're seeing should surely still be Australian ads because it's geography based targeting.
True.
You wouldn't be shown Mandarin ads because you're not in China.
No. Yes, but what if you're looking at, what if you're in China seeing ads in Mandarin but you're reading in English? So they're translating Mandarin content into English.
Yeah, but you're saying that they would be speaking Mandarin, and they're just reading in English, or
yeah. So you're in a region where your native tongue is different to the region's native tongue.
well,
So
I
you're
feel like
seeing
you're going to have
content.
that issue everywhere anyway, aren't you? It's going to be a broader
Well,
issue than just ads.
But that's what we're talking about here, right? So it's like Google then showing you content translated into English so that you can understand it, but then every other facet of it is not something you understand. So you're essentially wasting those advertisers' money, which is fine
Yeah.
for Google, but it's not good for you. Like, it's not good for the advertiser.
Yeah, but that would be happening anyway, wouldn't it? I mean, like it's
Well,
sort of an issue anyway. At least you've got you're accessible to the content now. It's just the ads aren't
yeah,
quite there as well.
potentially.
I don't know.
It could get messy. I guess
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.